Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianna Marin. Today we're going to be creating our own acoustic panels, budget friendly, no heavy duty tools required, quick and easy. Let's go. So as a songwriter that records pretty extensively from home, I've been on a journey spanning years looking for the perfect acoustic panels, acoustic wall panels. And it's really hard to come across the trifecta: budget friendly, effective, and aesthetically pleasing. Some of them just don't look in any way, shape, or form the way I would want something to look on my walls. So then I end up just going to Amazon and getting super cheap $20 acoustic panels that end up looking like this on my walls. They fall off. I've tried every method to keep them on the wall. I've Velcroed them. I have used permanent mounting tape and then actually messed up paint in apartments that I was renting. So I either just give up or I'll just take them off the wall and just deal with all the reverberations happening to my vocal in the room, which is not good. So what is the purpose of having acoustic panels? If you are in a room that is not designed for you to be recording vocals, or just doesn't have a lot of cushiony fabric around, like carpet, or in a closet, like if you're recording in a closet, the clothes are great for absorbing the reverb of the room. So you're just gonna get an overall cleaner recording from having acoustic panels. Aside from just singing and recording music, this is great for podcasters and anybody recording voiceovers. You're gonna wanna get that reverb out of the room. Now, I have found a ton of websites that make some pretty cool stuff. I just didn't want to take the plunge yet to get them. Some people are making some pretty cool decorative pieces, but I've been wanting like a panel. So long story short, I started doing more research across the internet and I came across this YouTube video by a channel in which I don't know how to pronounce properly, so I'm just gonna put it right here. And I'll also leave the link to it in the description box. So in his video, he got some acoustic foam from a company called Sound Assured, which I have to say, after looking on their website, I think all their acoustic foam is pretty beautiful. I love that it comes in different thicknesses. So it's like if you want the really thin ones, you can get the really thin ones, but I've been actually looking for thick acoustic foam and they have it, and they have it in multiple colors. So if you have some like weird vibe you want to do, like red, yellow, whatever, you can do it with their acoustic foam. But anyways, I was watching his video. He created his own panel for his acoustic foam and it doesn't fall off the wall and it's pretty cost effective and it doesn't require drills. So that's what we're going to be creating here today. I'm going to be following his step-by-step guide. All I used to get this project done was chloroplast plastic like board, a blade, like a box cutting blade, and a hot glue gun that I bought at Michael's for like $5. And I also purchased command strip to adhere the board to the wall. Okay, so the box arrived and it does recommend that you wait 24 to 48 hours before you install them to the wall. Naturally, I did the exact opposite of the recommendations and I began my installation process immediately. So after getting it out of the plastic wrapping, I let them sit out in my living room, probably no longer than 20 or 30 minutes. However long it took me to prepare my workspace is how long they sat out and expanded. Next, I laid out the chloroplast and I did a little mock-up of how I wanted the foam to be laid out, like what pattern I kind of wanted them in. I love the little alternating look. I feel like it looks pretty aesthetically pleasing. So that's what I did. And here's like a little overview of how I want it to look. Now I need to cut the board down to the appropriate size. I'm using a ruler to create a guideline so that I'm not cutting in random places. I found it easier to make the necessary cuts with the ruler still on the chloroplast. I didn't want to have jagged edges and this felt like the easiest way to go. When you're done making your little slices with the blade, you can just snap the board in half and remove the extra piece that you don't need. By the way, if this is helping you at all, make sure to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you plan on trying this out yourself. So after I made my first cut, I realized I could have gone way further. This is obviously still not the right size. So if you're gonna do this yourself, just keep in mind you have a lot of leeway with the amount of plastic you could actually cut, because the foam itself is gonna cover up any mistakes that you have. Ultimately, I could have went way further. Okay, so let's talk about the glue. As you can see, I was struggling with the glue. The first time around, I thought it would be smarter to just get as much glue as possible on the back of the foam as I could, and then turn it around and, adhere it to the plastic. But as you can see, the glue was starting to stick to my fingers, and it was becoming a humongous mess and annoyance for me. The second time around, I flipped the foam over, put some glue directly in the center, and before it could dry, I laid it back down on the plastic and pressed down so that it would stay. Then I lifted each corner, or pretty much not even the corners. I went crazy and I did like all the way across on the foam. I lifted it a little and then I would push it down. I would lift it up again, push it down, and then I would just check to see if anything was lifting once I was done. I made 2 sets. This is how they looked once everything was all glued and cut the way I wanted it to be. Before I hung it up on the wall, I put a bunch of command strips on the back. I didn't want to do any drilling. I didn't want to damage the walls. I wanted to also be able to remove it and reuse it in the next location that I'm in. Honestly, I probably should have had somebody help me hang these up, but I'm impatient and I persevere. So I squeezed into my space. I tried to move the most minimal amount of my equipment as I possibly could, and you know what? I was successful. So voila. So after everything was said and done, I really loved how this turned out. It looks way more high quality, cleaner. I'm not sure if you've ever noticed in my previous videos that the foam was literally just falling off the wall, and I would try my best to stand in front of it and block it, but we do what we have to do in life. Now, you don't have to break the bank. If this particular product is a little out of your price range, you could definitely still use the cheaper foam from Amazon. It was just as effective. It's just that I hadn't found the right way to get it to stay to the wall. And now that I know this Coroplast hack of gluing it to the Coroplast, and it probably doesn't even have to be Coroplast. It could probably be cardboard or any other board-like situation that you can find that works for you. I do really support the Coroplast idea. It's all up to you, your taste, and your budget. But if you're ready to step it up, but you don't want to go quite as far as buying those panels that have to be nailed into walls or cost hundreds of dollars, I think this is a great alternative.